guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to the two-part series on moving to LA. Last week's episode was all about the most central areas of LA, what neighborhoods are the best to live in, and this week's episode is all about finding a place to live, finding an apartment, finding a roommate. So if you are looking for some advice on picking up and moving yourself out to LA, then keep watching. And of course, last week's video is linked down below for you. Let's get started. So the very first step, the very first tool in finding a place to live is the website that you're going to be using to find an apartment. Of course, if you have the chance, like I mentioned before, you should come out here and kind of drive around and get a sense of LA before you really commit to a neighborhood. But of course, before you actually move here, you're going to be going online and looking for apartments and calling the landlord, trying to see it and trying to put down a deposit on it and so forth and so forth. So here's a list of what I believe are the best websites that have the most listings, that don't have weird 800 numbers that you have to call and talk to a big company. These are the sites that really give you access to the apartment manager and tell you what's really available. First up is a website that's been around for a very long time. I used it to find my very first apartment here in LA back in 2001, and it's a really nice website. They've recently redone the whole thing. It looks really pretty. It has a lot of listings. It is a paid membership, so you have to pay to view listings, and also apartment managers and owners have to pay to advertise places. So you get rid of a lot of riffraff that way, and you're guaranteed that this is like an actual real apartment for rent that you're looking at. They used to have just one flat membership fee to view places. I think it was something like 45 or 60 bucks for like 3 months you get it for. But now I just checked it out and they have a lot of different membership options for you to sign up. You can also buy one where you can split it with another person and then you can both view the listing. So, and like I said, it's just been around forever and it's still available to you. So check it out, westsiderentals.com. And the other OG in apartment listing websites is Craigslist. Craigslist has tons of rental listings that come up all the time, constantly. The negative is that because it's a free site, you get a lot of like repeated ads and a lot of scams and stuff like that. So there is a lot of wading through that you have to do. And I will say that I have found a couple great apartments on Craigslist. Yeah, I said a couple apartments. I've lived in 12 apartments in the time that I've lived in LA. So yeah, I think I have some experience in this department. I have found some really great places on there, but I will say if you go to see an apartment that you found on Craigslist, maybe take a friend with you. Padmapper.com. What Padmapper does is pulls listings from other websites like Airbnb and forrent.com. They used to have Craigslist on there, but they don't anymore. But yeah, it's a place where you can get multiple listings in one area. And then I have a bunch of others here that were suggested by friends, and I don't want to leave anything out, so I'm just going to read them to you. Abodo.com, hotpads.com, rent.com, rentcafe.com. Why am I saying the .com? Sublets.com, RentHop, and RentJungle. These both have price comparison tools, which is really neat. So if you are looking at a place that is a one-bedroom for $18.50 a month, it tells you what the other apartments in your area are going for. Now that's a really cool tool, but keep in mind that the building next door might have like a bunch of upgrades and stuff like that, so I don't know exactly how accurate it is, but it's helpful. And then also radpad.com, apartments.com, and that's it. But also make sure that you check out apps for all of these websites, because now that we're in a time that you have apps on your phone, you don't have to be on your computer and log in and check out the listings. You can be on the go, and maybe if you see a for rent sign, you can go find that online. Apps are really useful, so use them. And the other wise thing to do if you're looking for a specific neighborhood and you're in LA is just to drive around. There's an area in LA that I lived in for a little bit that I just love. It's the Fairfax district, and a lot of those buildings, there are a lot of old 1920s Spanish style buildings that are just really beautiful, really ranging in prices. You can get them for really cheap, some are really expensive, but the best thing to do is just drive up and down those streets, because a lot of them don't even bother advertising online because it's such a popular area. They just stick a for rent sign out on the front of the complex and then, you know, take phone calls. So if you're able, then go drive the neighborhoods that you're interested in and look for signs and see what you can find. And I should add that if you're looking at a place like that that's so popular that it doesn't need to advertise online, that means you also need to be fast and aggressive. Some of these places that I've seen, like they're showing the apartment at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday and you have to be there, and the first person that hands them the physical application is the applicant that they're going to take. It gets crazy, so do the best you can to get the place that you really love. You might even try to call ahead to the apartment manager and ask them if you can have an application and print it out and have it ready to hand in case you love the apartment. I know that's bananas, but I'm just saying it's what has to happen sometimes. If you have pets, most of these websites have filters on them so that you can check if you have cats or dogs, and then it'll only give you the places that those pets are allowed. Some places say that there's no pets allowed, but if you call and be like, I just have a teeny tiny kitty cat, he's so quiet, then they'll be like, okay, we can make an exception, you just have to put an extra pet deposit down. So just because a place says no pets, if you really love it, then please don't be afraid to ask if they're flexible. And if you have kids, make sure to check out the Megan's Law website. I think it's meganslaw.com. I will find it and link it down below, but that's where you can put in your address and make sure there are no creepy creepster sexual offenders in your area. I know that sounds scary and horrible, but best to keep yourself informed. Okay, so let's talk money. Curbed.com reports that the median price for a one-bedroom apartment in LA is $1,350 and $1,740 for a two-bedroom. Another site, Abodo.com, reports that a one-bedroom average is $2,112. I know that's a really wide range, $1,350 to $2,112, but just know this, it's expensive, especially if you want to get a one-bedroom and live by yourself. Studios are also options, but you have a lot less space. And it's still a lot of money for a studio. It's very close to the price of a one-bedroom. The best thing to do is to get a two-bedroom and get a roommate and split that cost. Because a one-bedroom might be like $1,800, let's say. Well, a two-bedroom in that same building is only going to be like $2,000 or $2,100. So it's much better to get two people and split that entire cost versus paying the whole one-bedroom by yourself. And a lot of places actually have like a one-bedroom and a loft. So if you want to have like a one bedroom and then have someone rent out the loft, that doesn't sound very appealing to me, but hey, maybe you like it. Maybe you want to save money and you don't care if there's somebody like hanging out in the loft above your living room. I don't know. Now, as far as finding a roommate, obviously the very best option for you is to find someone that you know or move to LA with somebody or get a referral. That's the best way to find someone that you're going to be living with and signing a lease with and spending 6 months to a year minimum with every day. If that's not an option for you, there are a couple websites out there that have apps as well that you can find someone that work kind of like Match.com, where you put in your information and they kind of set you up with somebody. Those websites are roommates.com and roomymatch.com. Please don't find a roommate on Craigslist. I found that suggested somewhere on another website, and I don't know, guys. Maybe I'm super paranoid, but if you happen to have the opportunity to choose who you have as your roommate, choose another actor. If you have another actor living with you, then you have someone who's going through the same thing you are, and you can bounce ideas off each other and film stuff with each other, like short films on the weekends. You have a built-in reader for you if you have to do a self-tape audition at home. It's just a great idea. Of course, if you or the other person are the type that's going to get jealous if the other one's getting a lot of auditions or becoming really successful, then it's probably not a good idea, but living with another actor can be pretty awesome. And here's some other little nuggets of wisdom that I just want to leave you with. Save up your money, because when you move into an apartment, you don't just pay the first month's rent. You have to pay the first month plus a deposit, plus maybe some other miscellaneous deposits if you have pets or whatever. So if your rent is $2,000 a month, you're going to have to come in with at least $4,000. So yeah, have that money on hand, especially if you are looking for a place that other people want to get into and you got to beat them out. You need to have that money available like now. And lastly, I really want to give a shout out to this website called damesindebt.com. They had a page that I will link down below that is so helpful and has so much information about moving to LA and how to make things really convenient and how to save money. So yes, definitely check out that page. It is super, super useful. And that's it for today, you guys. That's all I have to say about moving to LA. If you have more questions or if you have a special video request, please put it down in the comment section below. I would be more than happy to get back to you and help you guys out in any way I can. I really want to help make this easier for you because, you know, it's a big deal to like decide to be an actor and move to LA and start a whole career and find a job and find an apartment and all that. It's overwhelming. So I hope I'm able to help you guys. I really do. Oh, don't forget to subscribe. Okay, bye.